We don't do any Leslie Jones material in here. Save that for her. Save that for her stream. This isn't the Leslie Jones comedy show. This is the Earl Skakel stream, babies. I don't know how long tonight's stream will be. It might be 10 minutes, to be honest with you. It might be 5 hours. Maybe I'll do it Melton style. And I don't know who else is streaming, and I don't really care. What up, Kip Smith? Well, we got some. We got some real characters in the stream. No, there's not enough money in the world to make me do a 24-hour stream. We don't talk about DeVito in here, Danny, Ray, or Joe. I just because I don't do the have people on, take a break for 30 minutes. You know, no one outside of Melton has truly done a 24-hour stream. And I just, I don't know. I just, I get tired after about an hour. But I also do it differently than most. I'm just talking. I'm not sniping. I'm not shilling for money, honey. America, it's going good. I got a show at the Comedy Store. Yeah, but he has guests on, and he takes a little break here and there. So I just not. I'm not into it. Gavin McGinnis does 5 straights. He does 70. What is that? 248. I mean, that's impossible. Carter Lemon, name an NFL team for What? Peter Chicken Man Drennan. Bigger pop, Joey Diaz killing at store or Cena returning to Rumble for the first time. I mean, I've been in the room when Joey Diaz is killing. It is a pretty big pop. I would go with when Nikita Koloff turned face and joined Dusty Rhodes, forming the Superpowers. Red Bar, I could see doing 8 hours under optimal circumstances. There's no way he does a 5 straight day stream. That's what it's at 248. That's like 80 hours. There's no way. But I don't follow Gavin McGinnis, so I know who he is. I just don't. It's not that I'm not a fan, but have you ever been in the room after Tom Myers is killing? I've never been in a room with Tom Myers. But I had to follow Joey Diaz one night in the original room. I was supposed to go on like an hour and a half or something after Joey, but like it just happened that one night. People didn't show up. People were late. And they were like, hey, Earl, you got to go on now. And he was thunderous applause in the original room. And, I held my own. I followed him, as best I could. I didn't kill like Joey was, but I didn't walk anybody. Right into the wrestling type. Yeah, we don't talk about WWE in here. We're AEW for life. So DD, yeah, this is DD. This is not a stream where it's a single focus. This is a stream where we just talk and we go where the wind blows. Have you ever been in a room where somebody's been killed literally? Yes, I have actually. Comedy Store about 2015. I think it was maybe late September of 2015. There was a shooting incident at the store during Roast Battle. And we were all there. Not really. I mean, we don't talk about, you could clump not talking about the Dabbleverse and Ray into one thing. And then it's not that we can't talk about Jeff Ross. You just got to pay for it. You can talk about Dabbleverse. You got to pay for it. I finally kind of clicked in on Kevin Brennan's method of, oh, you want to troll me? I'm not going to read it. You want to pay and troll me? Then I'll read it. Everything else is free, and I think I do a pretty good job of answering most free questions. Not all, but most. What up? What up, Akiko? Arigato konnichiwa. Hit the subscribe button, Akiko. Um, Matthew, I don't talk about my religious beliefs in here. What is this, the Jerry Falwell verse? Not really. I love AEW. Have you been in the room while Barry Ribs is killed? I've never been in a room with Barry Ribs. So no, I've never met Tom Myers. I never met Barry Ribs. That's half the reason I did Hackamania last year. I wanted to meet. Although me and Melton had done shows before, I don't recall if we talked that night. Um, so I wanted to meet him, Pat Dixon, Ray. I mean, I was just curious, Carl, all those guys. Ever been in a room with other people while your car is running? Probably when I, left the car running in the lot, and waited for Doc Willis to park it, or Renee Lancaster. Um, so what up, Gina Bobina? We are just missing the Doomer. William Zoom, the Zoomer. I'm sorry, not the Doomer, the Zoomer. Um, so welcome aboard. This is like an all-star stream tonight. You get the Chicken Man, we got Drunken Donuts, Eric Bischoff in the UK, and Ross Incognito. Jim Florentine has not reached out to me, so um, I mean, I'm not gonna like beg him to do my podcast, but he's more than welcome to do it. We have a good chemistry for two dudes who don't know each other, but we're also like somewhat around the same age, and we like the same shit. So you don't want to talk about the things that are interesting. Nobody cares about. Well, obviously, the Royal Rumble is in a huge arena tonight. Collision is in a huge arena tonight. You might not like wrestling, and I respect that. But bring up something you want to talk about. We don't have to talk about AEW. We can probably talk about hot guys. I mean, Jim was molested. I was almost molested by a hot girl and by a casting director. So me and Jim could kind of free flow into any area we want, and it would work out. But so far, he has not reached out to me. Maybe I'll see him tonight at the Comedy Store. For $10, we can talk about him, son of Billy Wagner. There is a pricing structure, and it's just the way it is. This is not a Dabbleverse. We're not even Dabbleverse adjacent, But although I did do Chad Zummock's show last night, we don't talk about the Dabbleverse on that. It was where we look at old movies and commercials and whatnot. So it was fun for me to do so. Outside of that, we can talk about hockey. We can talk about politics. We don't really talk about religion. I mean, I was born Jewish, raised Catholic. Haven't been to church probably since after 9/11. When the first sermon after 9/11 was like, yeah, this was God's way of teaching us a lesson. I don't think so. Would you rather be inside Kate Meany or Kevin Meany? I mean, that kind of is a Dabbleverse question, Dominic. You got to show me the money, honey. Same thing with that, Moses Z. I mean, like Perry is in the Dabbleverse, so that's a double Dabbleverse question. That's a fun show. What's a fun show? I will be at the show tonight, the Comedy Store Sunday night. I mean, my religious beliefs are, let me see, I do believe in God, but I don't believe in the God that was presented to me as a child. Yes, this is a Psycho Circus shirt, vintage. So it's about a 27 or 28-year-old shirt. So maybe I should date it. Hello! And a character from Friends got me this shirt, if you can read between the lines. Oh yeah, that was a fun show. I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, I'll assume some stereotypes are true. I'll just assume Godfrey is the bigger hog. I mean, he's a good-looking guy in shape. We're the same age basically. He's 55. I'm 56. Um, I think I'm a little taller than him, and we seem to be about the same size. Yeah, I don't like to do guests. I'd rather, I'd rather just talk for an hour or whatever. Jeff Ross got you that shirt. Jeff Ross got me nothing but headaches. Um, yeah, Jeff did not get me that shirt. But I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Keep trying, Chicken Man. It wasn't Ross. It's also a street in the valley. See, I don't mention ex-girlfriends' names in here, but if you know Earl, if you're an OG of the stream, I leave out hints, and you can just guess on your own babies. Virgil, I don't believe was on Friends. I don't believe. I've opened for Jeff once, just out of morbid curiosity. This was in 2015 when we were getting along, or I thought we were. And the set is on YouTube. It's at the Irvine Improv. I did 20 minutes. This is when I had the Motorhead shirt and the beard. And then I was just curious to see what his actual stand up is like. So he does about 15 minutes of pretty generic, lazy jokes. And the crowd liked it. I'm not going to lie. And then he calls me up on stage to help him roast the audience. So that's how lazy he is. I'm getting paid $100. He's getting paid a couple grand, and I'm doing half of the lifting. That's Jeff in a nutshell. But some roast battle comics would cream in their pants to do that gig. So what are you gonna do? I mean, I might do. I would do a prediction show. No, I don't think. There's no way I could see that guy naked. I mean, he's disgusting looking clothed. I can't imagine. And the clothes hold shit in. Yikes, no chance. I mean, I do believe we're Eskimo brothers, but he porked a girl I dated 7 years after the fact. Yeah, real good get there. Lift shits. You fucking loser. Why are you always sizing up men? Well, you guys are asking me questions about them. Why don't you ask me questions about girls, DD? Trust me, I could answer them. Maybe I should do a breakup podcast. It was just me talking about bad beats in the dating world. Believe me, I got enough for a few seasons. DD, you're fired up tonight. I could tell. You're looking to stir the pot. But Saturday night, I'll be in the coveted Holtzman, Kinnison, Brody, Tripoli spot. Maybe I'll do a little behind the scenes backstage around 12:15. Bumping hogs. Do you think the Hydron Collider is a portal for demons? Moses, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't lie in this stream. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to say no. It's 7-11. The weirdest thing is every night I look at my clock. Just randomly, I'll look at my phone or I'll look at the microwave clock, and it's 9:11 every single night. I'm trained. It's like I know it's 9:11. That's weird to me. I don't know if that's just a weird phenomenon. What are you, Jesse Lee Peterson, Night Moose? I do think good and evil exist, and it's all around me in stand-up comedy. There's good people, there's bad people. There's people who adopt dogs, get them out of abused shelter situations, and there's people who put them in those abused shelter situations. So, there's people who amazing. All right, we got this message is held for review. It's a little Drunken Donuts is. I don't even know what it is. Drunken Donut is Polly mentally retarded, or who's Polly? Um, Pauly Shore is actually a very funny comic. He doesn't get the credit for that, but that would be cool. See, what would help is if you tweeted at Tripoli, "Get Earl on Mayton." You tag them both, and then they see that in Tripoli. Yeah, Tripoli's a good guy. He actually has tried to help me a few times. Um, no, I'm not sleeping in the month of February. I am a honky. So, that is your assignment, Kip Smith, to tweet Sam Tripoli going, "Hey, can you get Earl on Mayton?" I reached out to Mayton. He did not. I don't even. He probably didn't even see it. But I think is he in the L.A. area or is he? I don't know much about him, to be honest with you. I've heard the name just because he was the guy that David Lucas was creepy with. I saw like a second of that, but I'm not going to watch David Lucas on a podcast. No, thank you. I'd rather play a game of Madden. Um, so okay, I mean, then it's I'm sure he's not. I mean, he's clearly not struggling for guests, but I'm sure he's open to new guests like me. Maybe. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? I don't mind it. I mean, pineapple helps you shoot bigger loads. So Madden stream? No, I mean that wouldn't be fun for you guys to watch me play Madden. Um, and I would have a hard time. I have visual sensory overload. I would have a hard time like looking at the screen, then looking at the chat, then looking at the screen. I want to enjoy my video game experience. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know how I would do that. Um, I really want to start doing more shorts where, because I noticed lately my stand-up shorts aren't doing well. Every now and then I'll get one that gets like above 500 views. So maybe a shirtless stream. I mean, listen, I'm willing to try anything. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, ladies. Hello. Let's just say I eat a lot of pineapple. Boing, 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 boing. Um, Jesus, you're not fucking around, son of Billy Wagner. I don't like wine people, so I never put it on my pizza. You don't put wine on your pizza. I can imagine that could taste good if you like ate it right away. Or no, we're not doing a bottomless stream. I mean, what am I, Gino Bisconte showing? What am I, ski mask showing someone's balls or something? Um, Tell one of your shorter stories, like driving Dio to the vet. I never drove Dio to the vet. I drove Lemmy to the dentist. Why would I try? Why would I drive Dio to the vet? What am I going to put him down? Hey, speaking of putting down someone, Lois is just chilling right now. She's not coughing. She's just relaxing. I took her for a big walk. I apologize. I forgot the movie too. Biodome. No, but I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of people, if they saw Paulie do stand up, he's really good at one man show type stuff because he's had a great life. I mean, he grew up in the prime of the 80s Sunset Strip, the boom of comedy, the boom of 80s glam metal. I mean, yes, thank you, Grasshopper. I mean, it's day to day with this one. She's 14, 15 years old, heart murmur, water in the lungs, and it's just it's a lot of work to take care of her, but she's worth it. I love her a lot. So, I just try and make her as comfortable as I can and, extend her life without her being in pain, much like me and a character from Friends did with Annie, the German Shepherd. I'm trying to do that with Lois. So, oh, I mean, it never gets easier. I cry more and more with each dog. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Paulie in the late 80s, like Tom Rhodes, Paulie, they were big fucking deals. So, um, thank you, Kip Smith. See, Kip Smith is a doer. He does all this work for me for fucking free. But I can assure you, if I ever start making money, honey in this business, I will take care of Kip Smith in spades. And I don't mean David. Um, I've had, I mean, I haven't had pool parties. The person who lived with me every now and then would have her friends over. Thank you, Kip Smith. You're the man. Kip Smith is an OG soldier. So if you guys are friends with me on X and Twitter, retweet Kip Smith's tweet, and then it picks up a little steam. Now maybe Mayton never sees it, but Tripoli's the type that would retweet it. Um, I don't know who Rick Beto is. Oh wait, Gambu, are you the guy who was bombing in my stream the other night? Yeah, come on in. Try again. We welcome all comers here. You should do a pool stream with some late. No, I work alone. When I got girls around, no offense, guys. The last thing I want to do is talk to you guys. No offense. Waiver. I've never seen that amount given before. $3.47 for the lowest one. Thanks. No. You've got it backwards. Thank you. Wait, that's not the right ray gun. Thank you, Waver, very much. What up are you ready to rock? Ross Incognito. No, the construction's done, I think. See, I don't know who Beto is. Earl, I gave more. You did that one stream. You were out of control. So why you ignore me? I didn't know. I don't think I haven't ignored you at all. Are you ready to rock? I think you're drinking again. Might be the problem. Okay, there was someone in here with a name very similar to yours trolling me. But I welcome the trolls. I don't kick them out. Yeah, I knew you were drunk. I mean, remember that one time you were drunk? You gave me like $100. You were out of control, bro. Super chat responsibly. Most other streamers would not tell you that, but I'm the fucking real deal. Okay, well, I don't know him either. I know you. I mean, it was a while ago. Are you ready to rock? You definitely did financially compensate me for that stream. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all super chats. Like William Zoom said, I'm a bartender, and you guys tip me. When was the last time you punched somebody in the face? Maybe playing hockey. It's been. I don't think I've. You should have Ari Jane and Felicia box for the prize. Your hog. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching Felicia's streams from her car. I think she's coming to California. So, but I also I would have met her in the desert, to make sure she gets out of the desert safe. But I don't want to be. I told her, I like, sister, I don't want to be part of a Dabbleverse storyline, and then you guys are all clipping me in the car, trying to like drive Pat Dixon insane and whatnot. And I don't do that. Even though I'm not really. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not friends with Pat, but like I don't do that to people. He probably is still into her and all that stuff. So, it's just it's not for me. You already are, Earl. Yeah, probably, but there is a bug in your hair. There is not, Tommy. Yes, thank you very much. There's a bug in your brain. Might want to clear that out. This message held for review. Let's see what gold. I'm not gay, but you are a sexy man, Earl. Well, I appreciate that. You can appreciate another man's looks, and it's not being a homosexual. Pat's made it very clear that he wants nothing to do with her, and she stalks. Yeah, I see. I don't want to get involved in that stuff, man. She's probably looking for a rebound. Someone from the Dabbleverse to get back at Pat. I mean, I know how girls think. Just like, a lot of my exes, they end up dating another comic thinking it's going to get me. And it's like, I don't really care. I don't want to hear about it, but I don't really care. Or what do you think of Christy Canyon doing? I'm going to pass on that, Gambu. I mean, good for her, I guess. I mean, she probably looks pretty good. But who pays for porn anymore? Like what Christy Canyon should do is go on OnlyFans, show your tits. But at this point, everyone's seen her tits, so uh, oh, we don't talk about him here in Dom. You got to super chat me that question. Earl, the nerve of people to bang on the sidewalk by your condo, out of 100% incognito. And yes, I do. Uh, are you bombing again, Kevin? I mean, you were horrible the other night. You're 0 for 1 tonight. I mean, pick up a pen, bitch. That's a cross. It's a $2,500 pen. Um, what did you stuff your gullet with tonight? Well, that's a little personal, Tahoe. Uh, Chocolate Star, I don't know what that means, but I like your energy. Thank you. It is a Psycho Circus shirt. An ex-girlfriend got me this. Thank you very much to her, because I know it set her back a few hooves. I'm a cross man. It is vintage. It's got holes in it and shit. Um, okay. Well, thank you, Dominic. I appreciate that. I'm willing to take on the lawsuit. Um, I've got enough dollars in the tank where I could take the lawsuit and yeah, I mean, Burgle Turch, I like a little variety in here. I mean, he's new to the stream. I welcome all comers. Last night I did learn something that, I noticed when I did the IMAX stream, the old school vintage IMAX stream, that it was all current subscribers, not one new person listening. So I definitely, thanks to William Zoom and Kip Smith and a few others, it does seem to be true that YouTube pushes the vertical form of phones. So no, I'm an AEW man. I don't watch the WWE product. I think maybe after this, I might watch the OJ Simpson part of the new OJ Simpson documentary on Netflix. My friend said, dude, there's a lot of new stuff in it. Because, I mean, at this point, what is it, 30 years later? I've made my opinion on the case. Yeah, no Rumble spoilers in here. Although I think someone early on in the stream did. A few overrated legacy bands. I mean, overrated. I mean, it's hard because any band that's been around for a long time, I respect. Waiver $2. Um, do you like Mudshark's Earl impression? It's mean. I've never heard it, to be honest with you, so I can't say I like it, I dislike it, I approve of it, I don't. But in terms of overrated legacy bands, I don't know. I like them all. I mean, when I hear overrated legacy bands, I think Kiss, I think Aerosmith, but I like both. I mean, if Kiss were in concert tomorrow, I'd go. Aerosmith, I'd go. I mean, Cheap Trick is the legacy band. I enjoy them. Um, I don't know, Rudy. I haven't seen it, but I heard they left out a witness or two, and there were some other. I mean, I like Green Day. I don't know if I'd say they're overrated. Uh, I might hack someone who, when I was drunk. I mean, Metallica seems to be coasting, but I will say I saw them at the SoFi Stadium, and it was a really good show. I mean, Judas Priest, I don't want to say they're overrated, but like it's not really Judas Priest anymore. You've got, but Kiss did the same shit. You've got Scott Travis on drums. Dave Holland, the drummer he took over for, he's dead. I don't think you could have Les Banks play drums anymore. He was pretty old at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing. You've got Andy Heed and Richie Faulkner. Glenn Tipton has Parkinson's. KK Downing's like, I don't know, doing what he's doing. So would I pay to see Judas Priest? I don't know. Um, hey kid, want to buy some candy? Hello. Um, oh, I disagree with you there, Kip Smith. Even though you just did that tweet, I mean, I've really, since I know um, a lot of Alice's current band, Ryan Roxy, Nita Strauss, Glenn Sobel. I love Alice Cooper. I mean, he's got like 6 or 7 songs I dig. And I've probably seen Alice Cooper 10 times. I've never seen him put on a bad show. Like Kiss, I gotta be honest with you. I've seen them when they were phoning it in at times. But Alice Cooper, I've never seen a bad show. Legacy bands. I mean, overrated to me means, um, they're not good. Bon Jovi, I like. Are they overrated? I mean, it's not really to me Bon Jovi without Richie Sambora, but um, I love Glenn Campbell. So I don't know. I mean, overrated. I mean, like Taylor Swift, I don't know how she's this big. I mean, I like that one song, Take It Off, but like, I mean, she doesn't play arenas. She plays fucking stadiums. I don't understand it. I'm not hating on her. Um, it's like, Jesus, man. I mean, I remember when I saw Journey in Nashville. It was Journey and Def Leppard, and that was at the hockey arena. Was it the Allstate Arena? The Bridgestone Tire Arena? And Taylor Swift was playing the football stadium. Like, that's mind blowing to me. Um, yeah, but like, it's not just all marketing if you're filling a football stadium. I love Pat Benatar. You mean Neil Giraldo featuring Pat Benatar? So that's a hard one to answer. Who do I think is overrated? Um, I don't know. That's really. Oh, I know Queen on. I'm just saying I don't know. Like I like Pink a lot better. How about Pat Dixon? What about Pat Dixon? I don't watch his show on Rumble, so I did do his show on YouTube. I think a few times. Um, I'm trying to think of a band where I don't get it. Like I don't get Kanye West. I don't know how he's so big. I've never heard a Kanye West song and go, "Oh my God, this guy's unbelievable." He did play like huge venues. Do you think my bro Neil Brennan is extremely famous? I mean, he's that kind of weird. He's famous in the business, but I don't know if he's famous. Like, I think he could walk the street and not have many people bother him. Um, oh, that's cool, Waver. That's cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I think Metallica's been coasting since those first 3 records, kind of like Kiss. Um, yeah, I did enjoy the Fire. It was cool to see like Flea with Stevie Wonder and Sting, not the wrestler, but the bass player from the Police. Um, I mean, Guns N' Roses. I won't say they're overrated, but I think they're. I mean, I will say Guns N' Roses gives you your money's worth. I mean, the last 2 to 3 times I've seen them, it's been a 3-hour show. Um, so, are you ready to rock? No one's allowed to type in all caps unless your name is Peter the Chicken Man Brennan. What was better, Live Aid or LA Fire? I mean, both were pretty dope. I mean, I like U2 in their prime. Yeah, Pink's awesome. Um, so, I mean, I don't know if I believe that, Moses. Most overrated comedy acts of all time? Hmm. I mean, That's a tough one. A hacky comic who's made it. Um, I mean, I never really understood how Dane Cook got so big. He said comics, Jerry Piven, not a comic. I never understood how Dane Cook blew up. Like, I just never. I know 100 comics who are as funny as he is, but he, I think there it was more marketing. He honed in on MySpace, and he cracked. He was first to crack the algorithm, and then there was just all of us. Yeah, I never found Gallagher funny. I mean, that was kind of a gimmick, but it was a good gimmick for the time. I mean, Joe Rogan, I don't think he's overrated. He's just so famous that I don't think he gets the credit. When that many people like you, I don't think you can say they're not funny or overrated. I mean, you can't fool that many people. Now, when you're like on my fame level, you can fool a few people, and but I mean, Joe. You don't play arenas and you don't have the podcast numbers he does and not be talented. And that's not me cucking, he's not going to hear this. Um, I like Joe and you way more. So you like us both. Okay. Well, we all admit it. I'm not the greatest comic. I mean, um, I. Dane Cook was a handsome guy with a great haircut. Um, But I mean, like, I tell people when they compliment me, say, hey, you're a great comic or you're really good. I'm like, I'm a great performer. There's many other better comics than me out there. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue Rogan is not smart. I mean, because anyone could have done what he did before him and they didn't. Um, I would agree with you there. I mean, I don't know. I don't follow the show enough, Kill Tony, that is. But no spoilers, Ryan. No spoilers. Kip Smith is taping it, so no spoilers on the Royal Rumble. But I think the danger with some of the Kill Tony comics is they have a lot of followers, but they don't have 10 minutes of material. Because on Kill Tony they're doing 1 minute, and I've said this before, so sorry, but we do have some new people in here. You've got when you do Kill Tony, you got a band, Tony, red band, a soundboard full of sound effects, 2 to 3 celebrity judges to help get you through your 1 minute. And a lot of them read their notes. For 1 minute, you can't remember one fucking minute. So then they get a following from it, which they absolutely do. Um, and hold on, Chicken Man. Um, and then they got to play, say, the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville, and you got to do 1 hour. And I'm being generous when I say they got 10 good minutes. Because most of them are young. And I don't mean young in age, I mean young in their comedy career. So they don't have the chops. So the 10 minutes that they have, they're going to be so fucking scared up there, as they should be, they're going to do it in about 4 minutes. And then they're going to look up at the shot clock that only the comic sees and go, oh, fuck, man, I got to be up here for another 56 minutes. And they might do 5 minutes of crowd work that's passable. And then it's like, oh, fuck, man, I got to be up here for another 49 minutes. And then I got to do another hour show after this. So who's the funniest comic off and on stage? Kevin, Felipe, or Bobby Lee? Kevin Brennan? I mean, Kevin Brennan makes me laugh a lot. Why all those same performances for the shorts you're releasing? Don't you have some different choices? Put out the funny parts. That is from one show. The Comedy Store tapes all the main room sets. So when I'm done with this particular show, the second show, the next show has different material. Not all. You might hear some of the same jokes or whatever. But they're perfectly. The thing I like about the shorts I'm releasing from the main room is that the crowd's mic'd. If you notice when a joke hits, it hits. And that's like an 8K camera they're using. So it's just a performance situation, to be honest with you, that is very hard to get. Usually you have either a good camera and it looks good, but the crowd's not mic'd, or the crowd's mic'd and you get a bad camera. So that's why I do it that way. But they literally have about, I I think I have 50 main room shows taped. Last 50 times I've performed. So there will be new material. You'll hear some of the same jokes twice, but in a different reaction or whatever. Chappelle was replaced. They ain't the same guy from Robin Hood Men in Tights. It ain't. I won't deny Dave Chappelle's greatness as a comic, but I don't think he's become this. I mean, I like Dave's comedy, but when he does these like stream of consciousness things, that's his right. I mean, he can talk about what he wants to talk about. Um, yes, I will only be doing black jokes for the month of February. So, do you like? I mean, I don't really watch Cat Williams. I'm not really familiar with a lot of his material, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, I mean, I know Uncle Laser's a Kill Tony comic, but I don't. I couldn't name one joke of his. I mean, I heard he's a nice guy. Um, he's like Hans Kim. Hans Kim is a nice guy, but he's just basically doing a Bobby Lee act. Um, so the problem with the Kill Tony crowd is that like if you take my no spoilers, Teddy. Kip Smith is taping the Rumble, so no spoilers. I personally don't care. Um, but the problem, another problem with like Kill Tony comics, because they're going to do the road now because they have 50 to 100,000 followers now. And they're going to go, and I always use the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville as a reference. But, usually the MC is a really funny local comic, and they know the room, and the crowd knows them because it's usually a house MC. Um, and then the feature act is like someone like me of my fame level, where they're really funny. They could headline any club in the country, but they're not the most known. So these Kill Tony comics now go from 1 minute of stand up with all that help on stage to no help on stage, and the comics before you are funnier than you, but you have the followers, so you do the time, baby. And some of them might, with experience, become big comedy, superstars or whatever. But, by the time they do, most clubs are going to feel so burned by them, they're going to have a hard time getting booked. No, we don't do Rumble talk in here. Kip Smith is, no, this is a Psycho Circus shirt that a friend from Friends got me. And this was anything but a Kiss album. Tommy Thayer and Bruce Kulick on bass and guitar, and Kevin Valentine on drums. Annie Letterman. Yeah, I mean, she's cool and funny, and she kind of leans into she's like a more macho Whitney Cummings. Yeah, I mean, I would say I had this talk the other night. I was at a show, and someone said, "You got to see this Kill Tony comic." I don't want to say the guy's name. He's a star, and I'm looking at this girl, going, he can barely do 1 minute. And then he went up, and he was fine. I mean, he wasn't a star, but he's young into comedy, so I'm not going to blast him. I don't know how old Annie is, to be honest with you. So, and I saw the same phenomenon with Roast Battle. Yeah, this was not a reunion album. Trust me on that one. Eric Singer was played some drums. Kevin Valentine, who's like a studio guy, was on most of the drums. Ace was nowhere near this album except for Into the Void. Peter was, I think, really only played his parts on the one song he did, the ballad. And I think they played one song together. What was it? Where they all had singing parts. How much longer can Roast Battle last? I think it's going to be done in 2 years. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm amazed at that people still do it. I mean, I think the drop off in talent has been a nosedive. I mean, when you look back and when Roast Battle was really pumping, it was me, Tiana, Mike Lawrence, Hinchcliffe, Omid Singh, some Pat Barker. I mean, great comics. And now it's just like most, not all. There's some funny ones who do it, but like there's maybe 3 funny ones who do it. And the rest is just open micers. I mean, literally, when Guam against I don't know, Los Digits is the main event, that wouldn't even be a fucking undercard battle in my era. And to the people who sit there and say, this generation of roast battle is better than my era. Well, here's the bottom line, babies. My generation got 5 seasons of the show on television, 3 in the US, 2 in the UK. There's a book about our generation. It's in every bookstore in the country. And there's a documentary by Jason Reitman, the hottest director in town. It's all over. Jason Reitman ain't making a documentary about this group. That's just facts. Peter Chickenman, but they'll only do one true roast master, Don Rickles. I mean, Jeff couldn't even beat Blake Griffin, like who's never done comedy before. And I would agree with you. How much longer does Kill Tony have? Don't people get tired of the same comics? I don't think Holtzman can save it every night. I mean, yeah, but here's the thing about Kill Tony, and it's like roast battle in this sense. It's better when it's bad. So as long as there's bad comics in Austin and people who'll travel to go to Austin to be on it's better when it's bad. Because when a comic kills on Kill Tony, pardon the expression, or whatever you want to say, there's really not a lot for Tony and Red Band and the celebrity judges and the band to do. Like if someone's killing, you can't really shit on them. It's more when someone bombs. So there'll always be comics to bomb. And really, roast battle is also good when 2 comics are killing it. But it's also good when it's bad, because then that gives Jeff the chance to do his hacky lines and gives the judges a chance to jump on them. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I do like Kiss's version better. But I mean, I wouldn't say Red Band's lazy. I would disagree with you there, Moses. I mean, I know Red Band pretty well. He's a lot of things. He ain't lazy. So, yeah, I mean, Kill Tony is the new Gong Show. I mean, that's really a striper. That's really the best way to describe Kill Tony. It's the Gong Show, and the Gong Show was good when it was bad. It was better when it was bad. And then they offered real constructive criticism. Now it's just making fun of people with no. Yeah, I mean, that's when I kind of had a falling out with the show, and obviously the show can go on with or without me. We'll do 10 more minutes, guys. But whenever I was on the panel, I would try and give advice, like feedback, like, hey, you could barely do 1 minute. You might want to speak slower, and I could tell the crowd was like, what the fuck is this? We're not here for you to give joke advice. Who are you, Bill Burr? But it's certainly bigger. But I've always said bigger's not better. I mean, roast battle was much better when it wasn't on TV. Kill Tony was much, in my opinion, better when it was like an OG grungy show in the belly room. And the roasts were better, back in the day. Nowadays it's like, if the dais is 10 people, you maybe talk about 2 of them being good. Like the Tom Brady roast, it was Tony, Nikki, and Andrew Schultz. So 3 of the 10. That's not a good ratio. Yeah, I mean, Mean Gene, the dancing machine. Dun, 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 dun. He's doing like a rip off of Rerun Barry. Welcome to Hollywood, baby. Do you think you'd do better if you played pickleball with Judd Apatow? Probably, Jordan. I mean, what do I know? I just work here. I'm Bill Paxton and Aliens. By the way, follow Jordan the Lion, best travel vlog in the fucking business. Edited music, clips, the complete opposite of this stream. Yeah, we don't talk about Bob Levy's bits in here. I mean, my God. The thing is, on TV, the roasts have to be watered down because of the networks. Yeah, I mean, I hated having to go to the Alec Baldwin roast because Dr. Ken wanted me there because I was his coach, and it was like 5 hours. And I noticed that like there was one comic, I won't say who, but they had fucked up their joke like 2 or 3 times, so they kept having to redo it. And I thought it would have been funnier if they left the joke in the version where he fucked it up, and then the other comics could have jumped on him. And um, no, I played basketball at Harvard Westlake with Sandler a few times. I also played basketball at Pauley Pavilion with Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter. Um, I mean, I like Nikki Glazer. I think Sarah Tiana's funnier than myself, but Sarah's, I think, more behind the scenes, but she's a very funny stand-up. Um, so yeah, absolutely. I think Kevin Brennan is. Kevin makes me laugh. I thought Gronk told some good jokes. Yeah, but they were written for him. I'm not saying everyone else sucked. I'm just saying, like, um, I don't know. I think, and I don't. The problem I have with the roast today is you get a bunch of comics who don't know the roaster or the roastee. So like Tom Brady's looking at these people going, "Who the fuck is Andrew Schultz and Tony Hinchcliffe?" He probably barely knew who Nicky was. Now obviously the Gronk stuff hit because their relationship. Um, so um, you know. Oh, award shows are brutal. I mean, that's why you look at the great job Nikki did at the Golden Globes. Like, that's the worst room in the world. Successful Hollywood people, because they're looking at you like, make us laugh, bitch. Tom Hanks is going, okay, I'm one of the greatest actors of all time. Make fun of me, bitch. Robert De Niro's like, I'm probably the greatest living actor right now. Fuck off. I was in Taxi Driver. You'll be at the Cincinnati Funny Bone next week. I win. I mean, that's literally the vibe in those rooms. Um, so, that's why, Joe Coy kind of bombed because nobody in that room knew who he was. So they gave him no respect. Um, I mean, I don't know anything about Uncle Laser, to be honest with you. So, like, I can't. The worst roast was for Cheech and Chong. Nobody famous showed up. Uh, oh, 100%. I mean, I'd be a fucking maniac on one of those roasts. But, that's one of the. And I can't blame Jeff for that, to be honest with you. I'm not a big enough comic to even be. I'm probably not in the top 100 of people considered to do a roast. But I tell you this much right now, you put me in the Geraldo spot, which is going on first, I would kill it. But well, I mean, I'll disagree with you there, Jordan. I mean, I don't think he's funny, but like when you play arenas like he does, you gotta be a little funny. I mean, you can't fool that many people. Um, but when I spoke out about roast battle and Jeff, I knew a consequence was, well, here goes any roast that he's in control of, and he's in charge. Him and his sociopath manager, they run the ship on those things. So. I mean, Jeff didn't want me on the Adam Egget roast because he was afraid of what I was going to say, and there was no cameras around. What do you think he would be if I was on the Tom Brady roast? I would just do all Jeff jokes. I'd be like, hey, Tom, I'm a fan. You? Let's go, bitch. You bald, sweating, Vaseline-faced bastard. Um, Not really. She's friendly to me because she knows she's trolling me. Like she knows I hate her. She knows I hate Jeff. She knows it was wrong what they did to me, and they don't give a fuck. So like when she saw me walking with Lois that one night, hey Earl, how's it going? It was like fuck off. Like I'm real. Like Jeff knows when we're in the same room together, he knows I don't like him. So there might not be an interaction between us, but he knows how I feel. And deep down, he respects it. Like, hey, the guy doesn't like me. He says it. He said it to my face. Respect. I don't go, hey, Jeff, how's it going? You look great. Peter Chickenman Brennan, can't wait for the Ross, Brennan Bros, and Neil podcast. I mean, that would break the internet, no doubt about it. But that's Jeff in a nutshell, that Jeremy Piven thing. Jeff and Moses were the ones who told me to go up there. because whatever roast my friend Alice Hamilton and Zach Stein, their roast was wrapping up, and they still wanted to have something to go up there. So I was told to go up there and roast Piven. So I thought, oh, he's in on the joke. He'll get on stage. We'll do a little roast battle, even though we've never met. It'll be fun. It'll get the room going. And I'm sitting there. I get on stage. I take the mic from Alice. She's looking at me like, what the fuck? And I start roasting Piven, and then roasting Jeff. And you could tell Piven wasn't in on the joke. So I'm hammering him, and the crowd's going nuts. I mean, it's probably the best thing that's happened in the Belly Room and Roast Battle in 5 years. And then I get home, and Jeff calls me like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning. Hey, man, what the fuck was that? You bullied him. I'm like, well, that's what Roast Battle is. Roast Battle ain't a joke writing show. It's nothing more than skilled bullying and well-timed bullying. Hurt them before they hurt you. So does Alice still do comedy? I don't know. You know, she burned a lot of bridges, to be honest with you. And, you know, I mean, I think it probably came down to a lot of people. I mean, I don't know if she contacted clubs or whatever, but I'm sure the rooms and the room runners and the bookers she did were like, hey, man, it's too hot. You know, you come in blazing, and we just don't want the drama. Someday I'll turn and do this heel turn, doing the Macho Man and Hogan handshake with Jeff on a roast. Very nice. Police Academy 2. I'll take a pass on watching that. Yeah, Jeff Ross. No shit. I mean, any girl that fucks him must be thinking of anybody else. I mean, anybody. But he gets women, man. It's really one of the great. When I die and go to heaven, I'm going to ask God, if I get one question, I'm going to, God, please explain girls who sleep with Jeff. MLC is live right now. I certainly don't want to infringe on Kevin Brennan's stream. So we're going to do another 2 minutes. 2 minutes. EA Sports. It's in the game. So that's my dog Lois. She has a partially collapsed trachea. So it's just the way it is. They don't really do that for dogs. But she also just did a 2-hour walk with me. So Lois is a fucking soldier. Hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. We got 1.5 minutes. And then I want you to all go to Kevin Brennan's MLC Saturday night stream. And yes, thank you, Waver. I appreciate the super chat you gave me. Thank you to Kip Smith for the Tripoli tweet. For anyone not knowing, Kip Smith tweeted on X to Sam Tripoli to get me on that Young Guys podcast. Who knows? You know, enough people retweet it. He sees it and goes, I don't know who this guy is, but fuck it. I need a guest this week. I mean, that's how I got on Jesse Lee Peterson. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute left to go in the game. Yes. Pay, daddy. Pay me the money, honey. But joke's on you guys. I hit the goal of $5.47. So, yeah, we're all doing it. Everyone's killing it. I mean, I know a guy who goes to the Improv, orders $50 worth of drinks, doesn't tip, because he's killing it. The jib gig was so cool. I'm going to need that in English, baby. Toss a hundo. I don't have a goal. I don't grift. I'm not on Venmo. You know, I don't ask you guys for money. Fruit snacks. You can do better than that. Here's the thing about a guy like Fruit Snacks. You guys sit in here and say I'm not funny or write better jokes, but you listen for the whole fucking episode. What have you done for me lately? I've done an hour stream for $5.47, bitch. Jesse Lee Peterson, yes, he's my buddy. I'm just kidding around. But I mean, I do get trolls in here, and they're like, you're not funny, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, then why are you listening? Like, when I don't like a TV show, I don't watch it for an hour. I turn the channel. So, do you sell your jokes? No, I only do jokes that are tailor-made for my zaniness. They don't get it, dog. All right, guys, go to Kevin Brennan's MLC podcast, MLC. This has been Earl Skakel on a Saturday night. I might stream a little bit in the green room of the Comedy Store tonight, backstage, to give you guys a tasty of what it's like to be a moderately successful comic. Gina Babina, thank you. Kip Smith, thank you. Easy 123. We could have had a baby. Good night. If you're a woman, maybe. Hello and goodbye.